Most people don't lose their manifestations, they just fall back into the old self. And here's why that happens. You're typically trying to grow a new branch or a new assumption from the same old identity. And that is why the branch or the assumption cannot hold. In this video, I'm going to talk about how to create the identity that your assumption of the wish fulfilled will be natural for, so you can deeply hold that assumption until it hardens into fact. Neville Goddard said that every assumption grows out of who you believe yourself to be. That means your self-concept, or who you truly believe yourself to be, that is the root of all your manifestations, and the branches that grow from that root are your assumptions, your beliefs, your results. Everything is coming from the identity you hold within. What I see a lot of people doing these days is they're trying to change the branches. So they're saying new affirmations, but from the same old identity. Or they're doing visualizations, but their identity hasn't changed. And this is why the assumption doesn't take, because the root is staying the same. The identity is staying the same. And when the identity stays the same, you can't really hold a new assumption. I'll give you a clear example of this. Let's say you're manifesting a relationship and you are visualizing being in that relationship. You're telling yourself affirmations that you are in that relationship, but most of the time you are in a state of feeling like you are not in that relationship. You don't know if it's coming back. There's some anxiety there. There's some fear. You don't necessarily feel good enough. Well, that is the root of your manifestation. And the only branch or assumption that can truly grow from that root is the feeling of not being in the relationship. Because of this, your results continue to be not being in the relationship. So it can feel confusing about what to do in this situation, but actually the truth is it's really quite simple. Your job as a manifestor is to bring all of your attention back to yourself. All of it. You forget about even what you are manifesting and you bring it back to yourself and you ask yourself the question, well, who would I be if I was already fulfilled in a relationship? Fulfilled is one of the words, but there are many other words too. I'd feel confident, beautiful, gorgeous, chosen. Now your job is to find that part inside of you that can feel that way now. And if you can't feel her, that's also okay, but you're still going to practice being her. You're going to tell yourself that that is who you are. You're going to practice walking through your life as if you are a woman who is chosen. You are going to take on this new identity to transform the root of your manifestation. Your identity is the root, and the assumption of being loved will naturally form from that root. The root of all your manifestations is not changed through force. It is changed through familiarity. This is what Neville actually meant when he says it feels natural. You practice being this version of yourself, this version of you who feels love, who tells herself she's loved, who loves her life, who feels beautiful. You practice being her, even in the most general way. And through the familiarity of feeling like her, your root or your identity naturally changes. To get really in touch with what this root of all your manifestations is, just ask yourself, well, how would I feel if my desire was already mine? Truly, just list out some words. Ask yourself, how would I see myself today if this was who I was? What would I be telling myself if I already had my desire? How would I walk down the street if this is who I was? And then you practice being her rather than practice trying to get the manifestation. You practice being her until it feels natural. If this is the work you are interested in doing, I just opened the doors to my newest live masterclass called Assumptions Harden into Fact. The link is directly below if you want to check it out. In that masterclass, I'm going to take you through an in-depth process of turning your assumptions into your reality. I'm so excited for the opportunity to walk many of you through this in-depth process of truly turning your desires into reality. If you want to learn the Neville Goddard technique that finally made it all click for me, watch this video next. Thank you so much for being here with me. I love being here with you. I'll see you soon.